It did.
And all right, is the sounds up? And
Yes,
now, okay,
yes.
so we're live streaming right
Yeah,
now.
you want
All right, well,
music?
yeah, I'd like music.
Let's
you know, I
do
like theme music. I
It's
like
been a
theme
while.
music. Yeah.
Okay. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. I'm Burger.
I'm podcast. Let's do it one more time, Johnny. One more time. We're retaking this,
I'll just
as though it's not live.
Dun-dun. Ready?
Yeah, go.
Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. I'm Burger.
Hamburger Podcast is back, guys. We got a great show with you. We got amazing shit to talk about. I mean, the whole candidacy thing is just ridiculous. You got no choices. There's shit going on in Oakland. Cops are pimping bitches. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Hollywood's fucked up as hell. We got tons of shit to talk about, and we got amazing guests. Let's go ahead and introduce our usual suspects, Mr. Ryan Talmo.
Hey guys.
We got
Woo.
Jay Carter back there.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Straight from Vegas.
Got Rolando Montes Bueno. Or Akbar Echem Schneim, depending on who he is. Say hello as both. And then we got Johnny Owens back there. Probably not rolling a blunt. Yeah, he's probably not doing that because that's not what Johnny fucking only cares about. Like, we're fucking, an hour late? And Johnny's like, yeah, but my blunt's rolled. Good God, Johnny. You're the reason the world's failing. It's fucking unbelievable.
God.
Who rolls their own cigarettes nowadays?
Johnny does.
Johnny rolls blunt cigarettes. Who does that?
Such an Indian.
Not even weed.
Such a Native
He doesn't even
American.
smoke weed. Yeah, he does tobacco. He does a tobacco cigarette. His own homegrown, poor, I can't afford real cigarettes. Bullshit. It's fucking unbelievable. It's like, hey, tard, fucking get a real cigarette, whatever. Anyway, there's
But
a
I
lot of
won't
shit.
pay those
Yeah,
taxes.
and we got amazing guest guys. Introduce yourselves. Tell about a minute about yourself, and I mean 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm Theo Manhattan. And Burger, you said Hollywood's fucked up. What's new? That's what I want to say.
Hollywood getting caught. That's the thing. That's the thing. And, ma'am?
Hi, I'm Christina Marie Leonard, and my parents would always call Hollywood Holly weird. So, I want to say that Hollywood is normal just to disagree with them, but it's tough because it is fucked up.
It is
that's
insane.
cool. I'm looking forward to this.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Omaha, Nebraska.
Holy fuck. How about you, Theo?
Rochester, Minnesota.
Look at you motherfuckers coming out here
Midwesterns.
doing
Actually, let me change that. Minnesota.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Cornhuskers.
Jesus Christ. And then Dave's from Vegas. Rolando, you're from out here, right? I'm from out here. Johnny's from, basically out here. He's from Claremont.
I'm
Yeah,
technically from here.
Yeah,
so,
you're from here. And you know, that's great. I always like when I see, because you guys are both comedians, I always like when I see young comics that leave Middle America and places like that, and they come out to L.A. and
I like the way you said that. It's like Middle Earth from Lord.
it is. It's not real. And they come out here and they get to experience like the fast-paced life of STDs and
Well, Minnesota is like Middle Earth with a little bit more trees.
yeah, it's really a great place. Like this is the thing. I love Middle America, and I don't even have a problem with their ideals. I just don't like them any more than I like people in LA. But yeah, my thing's always been like this. If I was going to live anywhere, it's either going to be where I live in the middle of Hollywood or in the middle of nowhere, like somewhere like middle of nowhere, Minnesota type of shit. Because I've lived in suburbia, and that sucks.
Yeah.
Like suburbia, if I'm going to live around bullshit, then I want Thai food at 4 a.m. Like, that's my big feeling on everything.
I'm with you on that. Like, that's the
Yeah.
biggest bullshit about suburbia. It's like you're there, everything's nice and civilized or whatever.
They got heroin and
but,
crack.
Yeah, but you can't get a fucking decent meal after like 11.
You can't
11
eat out.
p.m.
Everything's closed.
It's a Stepford Wives
You can go
society.
to the gas
That's what it
station or
is.
7-Eleven, and that's about it.
And
Or
people don't get that.
the late night bars, that's about all.
I do have to say, though, that I find there to be fewer 24-hour grocery stores in Los Angeles than in Nebraska.
Well, that's because they only get robbed
Yeah.
between the hours
Yeah, you
of
get it.
midnight and 5 a.m. It's like, that's all. They literally just get robbed during those
Non-stop.
hours. It's L.A., people, really.
That's
Like,
a good point.
And
Good point.
yeah, no. I mean, but there's a lot, and it's not even that though. I mean, you don't even need a grocery store because there's restaurants still open, there's clubs still open, there's after hours, It's I was just
You
up
okay,
in
Johnny?
I was just up in Johnny's dying. Johnny's gonna be dead in a minute. Johnny's got like 80% cancer in his body. He's literally he's like one cell. He's one good cell left. Yeah.
Single cell.
Yeah. The only reason he's not dead is because the AIDS and the cancer are fighting.
Don't forget the what is it?
All right, Johnny.
He's like that. It has no name yet. It's just
Yeah,
there.
you might
It's
wanna-
just- it's like,
Oh yeah, the syphilis madness. That's
This
what-
tobacco tastes like shit, man. I gotta tell you, it tastes like bus stop tobacco. It's like that's what it tastes like. I feel like I'm smoking a cigarette at a bus stop that I bummed off.
It doesn't
some
even
other dude who
smell
lives at a bus
good.
stop.
Are you used to bus stop tobacco?
Oh fuck yeah! Look at me. Of course I am. Are you serious?
all the tobacco he gets.
I can roll a bugler with one fucking hand, man. In the wind. Yeah. I could, good God, yeah. But anyway, I was up in El Paso, and I noticed the life there is just so much different. I mean, these motherfuckers party and live and party and live and work, and that's all they fucking do. They don't create, they don't sit around, and then you got this whole like gay thing going on in Texas that you would never think. I'm talking like Hollywood, West Hollywood gay dudes walking around holding hands, hugging, everything else with "Don't mess with Texas" and "Don't take away my gun." You know, shirts on.
It's a very, very
At
conservative
the same
state.
time.
It's
a lot
amazing.
of horse riding going on there.
It's amazing. It's you see shit there. That's what I mean. You see like tough guy gays, and you're like, oh shit, that's like a gay cowboy. You're like, that dude could fucking lasso you, and fuck you if he wanted to. You know.
That would be an interesting show, like Worlds Collide, like West Hollywood gays and El Paso gays.
That would. They should put them in the
You
same
know?
house.
What happened then?
Like,
It sounds-
Hollywood. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, the West Hollywood gays are very pampered.
You know what it is? Yeah, the Texas gays would be like looking at him like faggots. Look at those faggots.
It sounds like two arena football teams. Like the Hollywood gays versus the Texas gays.
The El Paso. They were great, man. At Starbucks, they were a force to be reckoned with, man. Like they called Starbucks, you know, like all the cowboys are like, look, we'll just go to coffee shops. You guys could have Starbucks. Fuck it. Go ahead and kiss and do faggoty shit there. And they're like real conservative, but they're not. They're
Yeah,
like
I mean,
they're
that's-
swingers and
Yeah.
oh, it's
Conservative gays confuse me.
Oh, there's more than you think.
It's
it-
an
yeah,
oxymoron.
it's like black Christians. You know, no, but like gay, no, because
hilarious.
gay people that are conservative are also religious, and yet you believe in a religion that says you're going to hell.
Yeah.
And then black people believe in Christianity, which was a religion that was forced upon them. Their own religion was stolen.
Yep.
And they went, you know what? Fuck slavery. Fuck oppression. Fuck inequality. But we'll keep the whole God thing that you told us and used to enslave us. You know, you said how, you know, God said we were inferior, and we'll stick to that. It's like, no, fuck the religion, too. It's bullshit, you know? And so
That's the whole thing with going from Mexico all the way down to South America. Is Christianity rules all that, and that's all because the Spaniards owned all that.
Yeah.
And they just forced upon the Indians, this is what you're going to do. And
Yeah.
Really good. They took a really good religion, which was sacrificing other humans. That was pretty.
Oh
good.
yeah, no one's saying you guys weren't dickheads. Yeah, that's the
No,
thing.
I'm not even like arguing that either because I'm not. I mean, that would be terrible to fucking sacrifice people. But at the same time, I mean, yeah,
it'd be
we're-
kind of cool. It'd be kind of cool.
Well,
I was
depending on
forced-
where
Yeah.
you're standing
Like-
at the
like
time.
my
Yeah.
sacrifice.
Oh,
my
fuck yeah.
family, they were forced into, they all believe into fucking they're all Catholic, so whatever. But here.
I identify with my Viking roots, and so like it was.
Yes.
It was
Odin.
solstice this week, right? And I'm like, it's just not solstice without the blood sacrifice, the christening, and then the blood orgy that follows. Because, I mean, nothing's better than fucking around with like 8 people covered in virgin blood. No, really.
Oh, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, that's kind of gross, John. Like,
Johnny,
you
you're-
look like a Viking on heroin, dude.
You have
You really do,
No,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
not- you don't
You-
look like you scare somebody.
He looks like the Viking that wasn't allowed to go on the raids. Like they would be like, look, you just clean up. Just have the place clean when we get back from pillaging.
I feel like you could all be Vikings
Yeah.
here.
What?
You could all be Vikings here. Like this is a very Viking.
Well,
that's a
I
good
always
thing.
said I look like a Viking with AIDS. Corey and Chad said at one of the shows, they were like, because Mark Gonzalez was on it with us, and they were doing a show, and they go, hey, guys, give it up for our guys, Axl Rose with AIDS. And he goes, Justin Bieber. And it was great. And I was like, they're hysterical. But yeah, and but it's an amazing thing. Well, you know what the whole thing is like with religion, like Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
it's
just
great.
get over
It's
that.
great. Yeah, they're funny.
I'm gonna text him that tonight.
You know what? I really enjoyed hanging out with those guys. They're just
Yeah.
really funny fucking dudes, and really, you know what it is in comedy? It's rare to find people that are like me, because like you guys are all wonderful and fun,
Aw.
and no, Johnny had his
Aw.
fucking dyke ass mom raise him. You grew up where you said?
Nebraska.
Yeah, where the steaks are delicious. Yeah,
Omaha.
and you're Wisconsin. You guys probably do something.
Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota. Do not
Colder,
mess up
apparently.
That's what I
Minnesota
mean.
with
Put 'em together.
That's
Like they're
why.
all one.
This is how. But this is what I'm saying. This is how my life works. I've grown up in L.A., like Hollywood, Pacoima, areas like that, my whole life. And so for me, there's the East Coast, which is New York and the other places. Then there's the West Coast, California. Then you have like Florida, and then you have the South, which is everything else. That's all. And none of them have names to me because they don't matter. Like Wisconsin, or what was the one you said? Minnesota. Yeah, this
you
is the
forgetting
same
that
place
state?
to me. But I mean, to me, like everyone there knows where the fuck LA is. They know, like they don't ever go like, San Diego.
Yeah.
Or they're not like, oh, New Mexico. And they're like, no, I live in LA. Oh, same thing. Everyone's like, no, LA. But I tell someone like, oh yeah, you live in Chicago. They're like, Indiana. I'm like, eat a dick. Like, it's the same fucking place. Who
Actually,
cares?
Chicago's a little different. Everybody else around Illinois is.
But it
is the
doesn't
same.
matter to me. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. Chicago's the Midwest.
It's the Midwest, but it's
Yeah, they're probably from cities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, like you were saying, who's from Claremont?
Oh, this
You're from
shit.
Claremont.
Yeah, this
So I feel
fuck.
like I've been to Claremont like once to the Flappers.
Yeah. It's-
Flappers.
I'm
Yeah.
doing a weekend up there
So-
soon. yeah.
Flappers Clinic.
Claremont.
The
Oh, yeah,
Flappers
clinic, yeah.
Clinic at Claremont, where we send the bad comedians. No. But it kind of reminded me of like Omaha, it's a city, but it's not like LA, a city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like a farm town though.
Oh, it's a little rich
Yeah.
place. They're rich as fuck
Claremont?
there. Yeah, that's
Well-
money, except Johnny and his family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly.
I don't know.
So true.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah,
you know?
they actually refer to his family as the fall of property value.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
true.
they hated him.
Wow.
That's why I love
You're right by
good
the train
life,
tracks, right?
Well, no. There
Oh.
are no.
They actually moved. They actually put train tracks in just so he'd be on the wrong side.
would.
Yeah,
They
so they
would.
knew where he lived. They
They installed
No,
train
but
tracks
you know-
just for him.
Now you lived in a city in Nebraska. Did I say Nebraska? I got it right.
Yeah,
See?
yeah, you're right.
Omaha.
Yeah,
Omaha,
yeah,
Nebraska.
Yeah,
got
I
it,
mean it's
yeah.
a beautiful city that's like 2 miles.
But when you
long.
say city,
Population. I'm bad with numbers. Like estimating is not my forte.
It's probably
Well,
250,000.
It's-
yeah.
My
Yeah.
high
Yeah.
school had there were 500 people in my graduating class.
yeah. See, there were
For
500 in
example.
my first apartment. There were.
No, that's a decent sized class though for a
Yeah.
high school. 500.
So that's
people
like an
is-
example of a
Yeah.
typical high. And there were a
Yeah.
lot of high schools there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a
Yeah.
big high school you're talking about, though.
But they
There were
breed.
there were probably around 12 high schools that were of that size.
Wow.
There.
I had 1,600 in my graduating class.
Oh wow.
That sucked.
Yeah. That's
We
a
were
lot.
overpopulated.
Yes,
Our
that's what I
community
mean.
was
That's where we were.
overpopulated.
We were like 5,000 kids at the
San
school.
Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And yeah. That's why they couldn't control it. That's why, like, when I went to high school, I went to like a month here, but mostly junior high and shit like that. That's why there were knives and guns. That's why there was all this stuff, because you got 5 security guards and 5,000 kids. Well, we're gonna get away with all kinds of shit, I mean, yeah, I used to show up to school every day with a pack of cigarettes full of joints. And I would just sell them $5 a joint, boom, 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 all day, just sell them. And there was a smoking area back then in schools.
Yep.
A lot of high schools had smoking areas because they thought, oh, well, we can't stop them, so let them out, stupid ass. So, of course, what do? We all smoke pot at the smoking
Of
area.
course.
Yeah. Like if they would have had a coffee area, we'd have done cocaine there. It doesn't matter. Whatever you give us, we're gonna go a step further. Like people don't get. That's what the whole world's come to nowadays. That's why we're in such a fucked up situation that we're in. That's why people are looking at Trump and going, "Oh my God, he speaks his mind." Yeah, I guess, but his mind's insane. And I'm not even anti-Trump. I'm not one of these anti-Trump people. Like, I think they're all pieces of shit. You know, like right now we're down to 2 candidates. They both kind of suck. If I had to make a choice, I'm picking Trump over Hillary. But as we stated almost a year ago,
Yeah, we did this a year ago.
we don't believe that Trump is a real candidate and never was. He was a supporter of the Clintons. He financially supported their campaign.
Yeah.
He
Oh my
supported
God.
he supported Bill both runs.
Mm-hmm.
He supported Hillary in her first run. And so now he's this huge Republican dude who switched from Democrat to Republican. He's this huge Republican dude who's blowing it up, gets rid of Jeb and everyone else. Now it's just him and Hillary. And
Starting to say dumb shit to fuck himself up.
and
He's
now he's
trying
starting
to.
to come out and say this crazy shit. Like, I mean, what did he say the other day? He's like, "Oh, all Muslims are Hitler." You know what I mean? It's like just insane crap. And it's like, okay, dude, you're throwing the campaign.
Well, you're gonna
But
say
you watch what I say. That like soon, like when October comes, Hillary's gonna go balls out and like just attack every stupid thing he says now, and it'll be like, oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, he's crazy, and all the Hillary supporters will go, and then a lot of the Bernie supporters will then vote for Hillary.
They're going to vote for
Even
Hillary
still.
because they're going to be scared.
Yeah.
And the
so
thing is,
horrified by him.
and you know why Hillary won is because a lot of people are scared that Bernie would lose to Trump. Really? That's the thing.
Yeah.
They figured Bernie would lose to Trump because, first of all,
they just
Bernie's a
didn't-
Jew. As much as he wants to hide that shit,
he never talks about it.
yeah, he's fucking kosher as shit. Yeah. And so the Midwest and these motherfuckers aren't going to be like, well, put the kike in, you know?
Yeah, but that's what they thought about Kennedy. Kennedy's Catholic. We can't have a Catholic.
He's the only Catholic who's
And
ever
he
been
was
president.
young.
But remember why
This is-
Kennedy
And he was
won.
killed.
But remember why Kennedy won.
Attack.
Yeah, Nixon.
Of looks.
Nixon was ugly.
Looks.
Because
And
the
Nixon-
TV had just come out.
TV just came out. The
Kennedy
debates.
won from
Uh-huh.
looks, despite being Catholic.
Yeah.
Kennedy
But-
was a lady.
Bernie looks like your weird, creepy
He looks like
fucking
the Muppet.
Uncle
Yeah.
Morty.
The Muppets.
You know? And like he looks like he would touch somebody
Ber- Ber-
or steal their money.
Bernie.
You know?
Yeah, and Hillary and Trump are so attractive, though, guys.
It's
But-
not that.
but they're not-
No,
it's
no,
not-
it's not that. It's that this is the thing. Is Bernie's a Jew. And the world doesn't like money grubbing ratty little Jews. And
This is coming from a
I'm,
Jew.
I'm Jewish, by the way.
It's
Yeah,
coming
just
from a
so-
Jew.
I'm,
Yeah.
wanna-
I'm only
Yeah.
shaking my head because of the situation that this country is in. I'm not shaking my head at what you're saying.
But that's how they still look at it. They don't want somebody grubby little shiesty Jew.
You know what? And it's funny because I feel like he's like, I mean, I could just see, you know, like that he's a better candidate or whatever. But
Probably is.
but what I'm saying is like, I can't believe other people don't realize that. And you're right. There's people from other parts of the country that would say exactly what you were saying. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Beautiful words about Jewish people.
Yeah. We ain't having some kike running the country. Fuck that. He'll take all our money, hide it in his teeth.
First they'll kill Jesus.
Yeah.
then they'll kill
They already
Trump.
did that. They killed Jesus. You think they're going to not raise
Which
taxes?
they don't. The Catholics
And then they'll say
forget
it's
about
all
that.
Obama's
They all the time.
Anyone who can't eat cloven hooved animals.
Jesus was a Jew.
That's
Everyone
just
forgets that.
wrong.
Please stop the accents.
They're goddamn
I
delicious.
fucking hate these
No,
accents.
because
From
you know
the
why?
Midwest,
Because
though,
racists
Ryan.
always sound like that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Yeah, racists never sound like fucking suburban
They're
little
just
shithead kids.
Drinking Mountain Dew and
Yeah. No, you know, it's so true because it's so funny because there's a buddy of ours, Thomas Esther.
yeah. Easter.
Yeah. He's well, you know, well, even like that, his look is pure skinhead and this and that, but he couldn't love other people more. You know, he could give a shit
He's a
what
total
someone
sweetheart.
is.
I
Oh,
love
he's
the
such
guy.
a sweet.
Yeah.
But his look tells you, oh no, he walks around kicking black people when they're not looking. You know, and it was funny because when we were in El Paso, I was with Corey and Chad, and I was talking about the other night. But we went in the Holocaust Museum. And I said we looked like we were there to, yeah. And I said we looked like we were there to gloat. You know, like we were just to see our work, yeah. And it was a true story because they were really annoyed with us, and we weren't doing anything. We were interested. We had family who died in the Holocaust, you know, and so we're interested in this shit, and we took time out of our day to go check it out.
Yeah.
And so we went there, and they were watching all three of us like crazy and this and that. And what's funny is the only person who did anything was Mark Gonzalez. He took a picture of him and next to Hitler and then did a face swap. But Mark's Mexican, and Mark's Mexican. So but me, Corey, and Chad didn't do shit but just dig it. Like, oh shit, this is what it was like. You go into one of the train cars, and you got to stand in there and stuff.
Why does El Paso have a Holocaust museum?
Because we are everywhere. We are nationwide, baby. Oh no! You know what the greatest part is? They have a cemetery there with thousands of people dating back to the 1800s, gunslingers and shit. Right? This old famous cemetery, and you see it, and it's all dilapidated. Like you see all the old gunslingers, and it's all dilapidated. You see all the like Latin people on their part. And it's all fucked up and dilapidated. The Indians, I swear to God, this is no lie. And then there's this one spot that is perfect green grass with roses, and it's just beautiful. That's where all the Jews are. I swear to God, no lie. Indians and Mexicans and stuff like that have come out and been like, we don't know. It's not right that it looks so nice there, and they don't take care of our side. And it's like, that's because the Jews are doing it. I mean, yeah, they're hiring your family to take care of it, but still, it's their money that's paying for the upkeep. No, it's fact. Those motherfuckers are Mexican at the cemetery cleaning it.
They are.
Yeah.
Right, you're right.
They could volunteer if they wanted.
I figure since El Paso probably thought, well, we have enough Denny's already. Let's just put in a Holocaust museum.
Oh, yeah. No, the first one got burnt down. Yeah, they burned it down.
They burned down the
Yeah.
first Holocaust museum.
Someone left the oven on. No, I'm. That's good. That's funny.
Good, yeah.
No,
I
but
knew
true
that.
story. But true story. Someone burned it to the ground, and so all the stuff had way less memorabilia because a lot of it got lost. It's but that's what I'm
Like the
saying.
Holocaust.
Well, it's this is the thing. This is where Trump's getting ahead right now because see what people don't get is throughout this country, people are sick of it. They're sick of everything. They're sick of, you know what it is? There's a lot of Latin people that are sick of the economy and the way things are fucked up, and they want change, and they want an opportunity to have their dream. There's a lot of black people in this country that they want change, and they're sick of what's going on. They're sick of being forgotten. And there's a lot of white people that feel so disenfranchised with this country that there's no representation, things like that, and they're tired of it. And what Trump is saying to all these people, because he does have supporters of all these races, including Muslims, that support him, because the one thing he's saying is, I'm going to give you guys back TV America. And TV America was the greatest place to live ever. If you grew up watching the Brady Bunch and the Partridge Family, and you grew up with the Happy Days, you tasted that. I tasted that life.
Nostalgia.
I tasted it before gangs were so prevalent and drugs were so overwhelming and all this stuff and all this oppression and all this bullshit, and actually more segregation and separation now than ever before. I tasted that amazing America. And I get why people are drawn to Trump of all races, because he offers them old America that never really existed anyway.
Never did.
But that was also, a lot of that isn't real too, because
No, it wasn't real.
When kids were growing up with that, like people are like, meanwhile the dads are all like coming back from Vietnam, and you know what I mean?
Hooked on drugs.
Hooked on drugs.
Parents
It
are
looks
cheating on
so
each
cute
other.
and
There's
perfect, but
swinger
all the moms-
parties.
yeah.
Abusive parents.
Moms are fucking around
Alcohol.
Drugs.
everywhere. Moms are doing drugs left and right. But that's what I mean, though. But we tasted that we had. I used to go down to South Central LA, Lamert Park, areas like that. White people, black people, like Latin people, Asian people, were all hanging out. People were eating. There wasn't the separation. It wasn't dilapidated. It wasn't destroyed. It was business. It was roaring, and it was South Central Los Angeles. And there wasn't the divide, and this was the 70s. Now, since the 80s, it is a huge divide. It's totally segregated. I'm down there all the time working. It's totally segregated and separated. And so what happened is that's what I mean, is Trump's appeal is the taste of real America, what they pretended it was going to be, and what we all thought it was.
But it was never there.
It was never real.
It was never
Well,
real.
You know that you're right. Like, okay, because Kennedy, back to Kennedy, if you don't mind.
No.
My dad was always like, he spent all this money for the space program, but that was sort of, I think, to give us like hope for something else. Because regardless, there's going to be shit. So I mean, I guess you're right. Like, yeah, we all know it's fake, but at least it's something to be positive about.
People are looking for anything, and Hillary offers nothing.
With
Yeah.
Trump, I really do think he's like Lex Luthor. You know, like
She
he's Lex
repeats Bernie.
Luthor
That's all.
that wins. Like
just
he's
want-
that good version of Lex Luthor as
No, he's not.
president somehow. You know, the relatively good Lex Luthor. Yeah, that's who he is. Like he's a comic book supervillain. You know.
The thing with the whole Americana that we what Trump is trying to bring to us, which a lot of our parents or our grandparents, what they think, what they remember, the TV America happened after Kennedy, of course, because we're going with NASA. That whole thing was with Russia. As all after I talked about this before. Is after World War II, and we're trying to prove to the world that we are a greater country.
We're superpower.
We're a superpower, and
Yeah,
our
space
our
race.
people are together, and we have homes, we have families. A family didn't exist in the 1930s. I mean, the dad is a drunk, beat his wife. The kids actually dropped out of school and went to work or whatever. That didn't exist. Nothing existed until into the 50s, and that's when the corporate America was developed, and that's what we live in now. So. But that's what people forget, and people think, oh, we got to go back to what we were. And I'm like, it never existed.
No, it was fake.
It's fake. Norman Rockwell.
Yeah,
That is,
it was a
is-
facade.
It was just a painting
But-
to show the world.
But there were people. I had a friend, Hugh Pierce, I grew up with. Okay, his dad was kind of a short dude, but super stylish, like James Bond cool, you know. And he was an executive at like Leslie Pools, but before that, he was executive at different companies. He was always like a CEO or a CFO, some shit like that. And you know, when I was little and I lived in Granada Hills, and it was a nice area. That's where I knew him from. And so his mom and dad, his brother and him, had this 2-story house in Granada Hills. They grew up playing sports, and they went to school, and then they went to college. One's an accountant. His brother, my buddy Hugh, is a chemical engineer. His mom and dad are still married, and I think they're kind of like together now. But there were plenty of times, because I know from my dad telling me the stories, that the dad was always cheating on the mom, and the mom was messing around a bit too, and there was all kinds of shit going on, and there was plenty of times that they were pretty much separated, but just living together for the kids in separate rooms and all this shit. But to those two kids, they did have the Norman Rockwell life. Like me and Hugh started out with the same life. My mom and dad, my mom was gorgeous. My dad everyone loved him. He started a soccer league, all this stuff. And then he got busted for racketeering, tax evasion, for mob shit. And our whole lives changed, and he disappeared, and then he ended up getting killed, and we ended up in the projects. And so from there on, I saw what life really was. Like real life. And I don't want to say because his life was real. But it wasn't real. They just had enough money that those kids could stay away from everything that would affect them, would hurt them. And so what I think is there's a lot of people in this country who did grow up. Like, did either of you grow up with your mom and dad?
Yeah, they were divorced, but they raised me equally.
Okay, and so they were around, and
Yeah.
and you grew up in Minnesota,
Yeah.
and you grew up in Nebraska and Omaha. And so, like, by the time I was maybe 14, I'd probably seen like 5 or 6 friends killed. I'd seen so many people murdered, just growing up where I grew up, and just nonstop violence and all this stuff. And so it's like Middle America was or Norman Rockwell was real for some people to an extent, and even for us when we were little. And I would love to have that America I thought it was back. Like, I would love to have my kids run to the store. Ain't
Yeah,
a
but it doesn't have
fucking
to be with
chance.
Trump, though.
No, and I don't think it will be. I just think that's what people are buying into.
Yeah, they want that Main Street.
And
kind
Hillary
of feel.
offers
There's
nothing.
A small group of the people that are buying into the other shitty side.
And Hillary offers, I mean, like, I don't know if any of you guys support Hillary.
No.
And if you do jump out, it doesn't matter. I mean, like I said, we always open show. But, yeah, she doesn't offer anything. She does. I'm not sure what Hillary can do.
She repeats what she hears Bernie says.
Well, Clinton might be gone if she's indicted anyway.
That's the thing. And And it's literally, well, I mean, here's my problem. I go back to that whole incident with Monica Lewinsky. I don't care about any other part of the whole situation except you put a cigar in the girl's vagina. You stuck a cigar in her vagina and smoked it. Not in her vagina, but I mean, she looked like a chimney. But they literally, they put this cigar in her vagina, and then they all smoked it. I don't ever want a president who does something like that. I have daughters, but even if I didn't have daughters and my mother wasn't a whore, I would still not be okay with this. I don't want a president, and I don't want his wife to be president, because both of you know that that man stuck a cigar in a young girl's vagina and then they smoked it. And that is nobody I want to lead me, because one thing, I will do any motherfucking thing in the world but degrade another person. And you putting a cigar in a woman's vagina, that is a form of rape. You raped her soul. But, well, see, wouldn't it be funny if it was Cuban? So not only that, it was contraband.
Because he said a cigar. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't he
But
get a blowjob?
yeah.
And then I don't know.
No, then there was the dress and all that. But no, they put a cigar in her vagina and
Came on
smoked
her.
it. It was it's in the court transcripts. This isn't
Yeah.
hearsay. Yeah, this is in the court transcripts.
Yeah.
He had to admit to that.
happened.
I
He
didn't
did
know
that.
all these details.
This is when I was in
And
high
that's
school.
the thing.
Child, yeah.
And then when you know that Clinton has been a part of friends with the Bush family, going back to the 60s.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
pictures of Bush Sr. and Clinton at dinners, hanging out. And when you realize that, when you realize Obama's related blood relative to Dick Cheney, and again, these aren't conspiracies. These are
I
facts.
haven't heard that.
Oh yeah. You look it up right on your
This
phone.
is like
Yeah.
as bad as my college theater, like everyone sleeping together.
Yeah.
Like it's about the same
Well,
thing.
It's all connected.
This is what I say though. This is the problem with the world. Is Dick Cheney is killing 1,000 people to cover something. Somebody's blowing.
He didn't do too well with his hunting partner.
Well, I mean, but he got away with it.
Yeah,
You know,
he
but-
walked away with it. He didn't
Yeah.
get away. He literally
Yeah.
walked away with the problem.
Yeah, like,
That's
yeah.
mind blowing.
Yeah,
They're eighth cousins.
yeah.
Eighth cousins.
Blood though.
Yeah.
Blood, not removed. None of it removed.
Hey, I haven't even looked up these
Yeah,
facts, by the
they're
way.
blood cousins.
I haven't even.
ABC News.
Yeah.
Eighth cousin.
Yeah.
I haven't looked up these
Yeah.
facts, by the way, but I mean, I really hope they are true, but I haven't looked
Yeah.
up the facts. But I really hope they're true. what
He
you're
just
saying.
did. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't lie about it. I mean, some of my facts are thoughts.
And it
Some
goes.
of it's. I know that. I know that
and,
about me.
and it goes down to the Kennedy, because the Kennedy, that dynasty they had. That's a.
Oh yeah,
That's a,
works its way all the way down to Earl
Oh,
Skakel,
that-
the comedian.
yeah, it does
You know,
actually.
Oh, you know that he's a Kennedy, right?
no,
Oh.
I was just gonna say that. What's the House of Atreus? Do you guys familiar with the House of Atreus? Maybe they're all just descendants of the fucking House of Atreus.
Well, I mean, it literally, kind of, and apparently, this is the thing. My wife, she's one of the people who, Modelo. Do you see how the M is bigger than the other letters? You know what that means? That means Satan slept with them. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't mean that, baby. It means that somebody decided to make a big M. That's what it means, you know? And she literally, everything. You notice how the wind's been blowing left? What? That doesn't even make sense. That can't.
Because the heart machine made it that way.
You know what? It's because, you know why? Because everyone's sleeping with producers in Hollywood. Now, okay, but then you break it down, though. And, yeah, some of it's insane. But some of this shit, turns out, it's all going on. It's like right now the big news story is Hollywood's a big brothel.
We all knew that.
Well, but we all know it, except we think that it isn't. Here's the thing. Like, I don't want to just blatantly say things. Like, I'm not going to shout out, like, oh, Tom Hanks is a pedophile. You know, I'm not going to say that.
Well, it's out.
Yeah. No, but I'm not saying.
If you want to talk about it,
I'm not saying Tom Hanks is a pedophile. I'm saying that a lot of these people in Hollywood are screwed up. And here's the thing, it's if you look at Justin Bieber, He comes out with this gangster thing. He's hanging out with thugs. He's doing all this stuff. People don't understand what that is so indicative of. It's indicative of a young man having his dick sucked constantly, having his ass touched all the time, having people suck his nipples. Like, think of being a 17-year-old boy or a 16-year-old boy, and someone's like sucking, some older man is sucking on your nipples, and he's jerking your little tiny 17-year-old cock. You know, and he's but think about it now. But now think about this for a second, Theo, because you're a young man. You're how old?
I'm 24.
Okay, so you're a young man.
Baby.
Now here's the thing. So let's say Jim Norton, and I don't want to pick on Norton because he really stood up against Amy Schumer like a real fucking stud. Oh wait, no, he went. She probably didn't steal because she takes me on tour. But anyway,
Doing comedy longer than her.
I know, and it pisses me off because I love Norton is a fucking genius comedian. But when he backed off of the Schumer thing, I'm just like, you're another suburban cunt like everyone else. But here's the thing. So Norton wants to take you on the road. Now here's the thing though. But Norton's banging you. He's fucking you. Oh yeah, you're doing it because you want to get on the road. Yeah, you want to get on the road.
So
so he's banging you all the time. Now people get
Consensually.
and people get the idea he's banging you.
Okay.
Like there's the rumors, there's the little talk.
Mom, Dad, don't judge
Yeah.
me.
Theo fucks Jim Norton. So here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Hypothetical.
Don't you know
Yeah.
comics like that too? You know
What?
some comics like that, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but this is the thing. So now what do you do?
Hair off, too.
What do you do to disprove these rumors? Is you come out more manly, more tough, more than you actually are. Why? To disprove what's actually true. Macaulay Culkin getting hooked on heroin and shit like that, and just being so fucked up. People don't get it.
If
Everyone
Jim
knows
Norton was fucking me,
Yeah.
I honestly wouldn't. I wouldn't brag
I'd ask him
about
to
it.
write material while we were doing it.
I
He's a
wouldn't.
great-
I wouldn't
he's
brag
such a
about
brilliant
it, but I
comic.
also wouldn't be, distraught. You know,
Well, he's got good titties.
if it was any
Yeah.
other dude, any
Norton's
other
got some
dude, it
real
would be
good
like,
man titties.
but Jim Norton, he's a name.
Yeah.
So.
No, but you know what I'm saying though, and so your reaction as a young man being totally feminized is to come out more manly. And so that's what's going on. A lot of these people that are coming out so hardcore and this and that. And again, I go back to like the sagging and rap. A lot of people didn't realize where sagging really came from, and I don't know. You guys probably know sagging.
It's from prison.
Sagging is from prison, and it let
Yeah.
other prisoners know you were down to get fucked in your ass. So some of the rappers who came out of prison that were getting fucked in the ass came out sagging still. Then sagging somehow became cool because people didn't know that was why they learned it. They weren't that why they were sagging was because that's what they did in jail.
Yeah.
But they were girls in jail. Like they were the women, and now they're this gangster rapper. And it's like, you're not a tough gangster rapper with a cock in your mouth.
Well, but no. I think like 2016, that's the way to do it, is to come out and be like, oh yeah, you're right. I was in the closet. Now I'm out, sucking cocks, smoking blunts.
Mom, Dad, I'm a
Dad,
sagger.
Mom,
I'm
yeah.
a sagger.
Well, there's some rappers coming out, and I think, fuck yeah.
What's that?
Skinny jean era now, dude.
What's that?
Dudes wearing skinny jeans.
What's that rapper's name? Young Thug.
Yeah.
I don't,
That
who?
guy, yeah, Young Thug.
Who?
If I'm wrong, okay, but it's something with Thug on it.
Name
We don't
three
deal
of
with facts, so just shoot it out.
name
Yeah.
3 of his songs.
He wears women's clothing.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Who?
yeah. Will Smith's son. Will Smith's son models women's clothing.
There's
Yeah.
also a thing too, though. Like, I don't know. I've not been to prison, and I know that women's prisons are probably different than men's prisons.
Barely,
And,
but yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but just because somebody is a sagger, I'm gonna call them a sagger in prison, doesn't. I don't know if that means that when you get out, that's your preference. Because I'm a stereotypical millennial girl who watches Orange is the New Black. And I've had my own experiences like with women and men, and I feel like if I was a girl in prison, I would probably have a lesbian relationship because I want a connection, and if I know I'm going to be in there for like a long time, I'm just going to be like, okay, well, like this person is, but then I would get out, and I don't know, I would probably go back to guys,
survival
So yeah,
Because you wouldn't be the bottom per se. In women, it doesn't matter. But, I mean, with men, the saggers are the bottoms. They want to get fucked in the ass.
But I know what
that's
you're talking
confusing
about.
me because it's not really bottom; it's more side.
Yeah, I know. I know what she's
no.
talking about.
If you ever seen the bumps
Scissoring.
in jail, there's a top and a bottom. Yeah, there's no side shit there. You
Yeah,
can't
I-
spoon.
Hold on.
You
I've seen
can't spoon on a
documentaries.
jail
You got
bunk.
tops, you got bottoms, you got
Yeah,
breasts.
one dude lays on his stomach, the other guy pounds his ass till he comes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there's a
Sorry
top and a
that we had
bottom,
to
yeah.
go through that. I just didn't
Yeah, we
get
don't
it at
spoon
first.
in jail.
Hey,
yeah.
by the way,
I understand
just letting you know,
now.
I've seen a documentary on that of how like women's prisons and
Uh-huh.
same thing. Like there will be like a woman that becomes like a butch,
Mm-hmm.
and then other women that aren't lesbian will have sex with them and stuff. So I get it. I get it.
yeah.
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 But
It's an amazing transformation because like some of those chicks will go from looking like Mariah Carey, then they'll transfer into Missy Elliott. It's like fucking crazy. It's like, oh, she's only been here for 6 weeks. All of a sudden,
I think Jaden Smith actually wanted to cut off his penis too.
is he doing that too now?
He
Don't
made the announcement.
care.
Really?
Isn't he a Scientologist?
Well, like I don't care. Cut your dick off, add a dick, do whatever you want. You're still whatever you're born.
But surgery
Yeah.
is still surgery. Like, you know.
So
Well,
No.
I'm a
Oh,
big
sure.
believer.
Okay, cool.
If you want to be a girl, I'll call you her. You want to be a guy, I'll call you him. I don't give a fuck. It's not my call. But you know what I'm not going to tell you? You're not a woman. You're not a man. And you know what you're not? And the reason is because you can't change chromosomes. That's all. I don't care what you want to be in this night. You stay the fuck out of a woman's bathroom if you're a guy. I stand behind that because you know what? Fuck you, dude. Go to the goddamn men's bathroom, man. I won't be offended that you're in the men's bathroom looking like a woman. That will not bother me because you were born a man. I don't really care. Don't want you in there with my daughter. Don't care if I sound like a hillbilly because the simple fact is I will die for your right to live. I'll stand between you and a bunch of ignorant ass hateful people and I will fight them to protect you for your right to be you. But you're not a woman. You can't change your chromosomes. If you can change from the XX to the XY or XY to XX, we'll talk. When you can do that, we'll talk about you've become a woman then.
I think you just gave geneticists an idea.
You know?
You just gave a geneticist an
Yeah,
idea.
hey, if they can do that, I'll believe it. I'm good.
I feel like the hormones is the closest to that
Yeah.
we're coming to. You
Yeah.
know, and I think I don't agree with you about the bathrooms thing, and a lot of that is like just people I've spoken to and hearing the other side of it. But I don't think there's a lot of people that have your stance and that believe that for the reasons that you believe.
Yeah, it's
it.
all about
You know what I
kids.
mean?
Kids first. Kids
Yeah.
first in this country.
Lot
in this
of
world.
parents.
Unless we become kids first and we stop betting. You know what it was? The other day we went to a fucking there was a little office thing, and they had pets in there, like in a mall. And it was all air conditioned during the 100 and fucking something degree, and they had pets, and they were adopt a pet. That's great. Right now, we got kids on the street that were dying of heat stroke. We got older people that were dying of heat stroke, and we got food being air conditioned. And that's bullshit. And I like I say, same thing. Same thing. I'll swerve out. If I'm driving by myself, I'll swerve and probably hit a car to avoid an animal. I would do anything to help an animal and anything else. But you know what? When it comes down to my kids eating or this and that, I'll cook my dog, and I can
Yeah,
give a
no,
fuck,
that makes perfect
And
sense.
Good
that's the thing.
Vietnamese meal.
And so we live.
It's a good
We live
Vietnamese
in a
meal.
country right now, and the reason, again, I'll go back to why Trump's coming up. We live in a country where we have gourmet fucking dog food places on Santa Monica Boulevard, and we have homeless people begging for change to eat out in front of them, and they're not going to eat as good even if they get change. They're not going to eat as good as our pets.
That's all right though. People can afford better food for their pets. What's wrong with that?
But we can't feed the country, and you know what? I'm not talking about the crack addict fucking nut job who decided to go wacko. I'm talking about all the other homeless people that are really good, amazing people.
Right,
that
but
are
Bernie, there are less animals than humans because we don't spay and neuter humans.
which we should.
If we
Which
started
should.
spaying and neutering people,
Which I'm for.
this would not be the same issue.
Really quickly, because you're going to talk about the Hollywood, I actually have a story for you. that I don't know if your wife knew, but it's about Amanda Bynes.
I'm sure she does.
Amanda Bynes.
I guarantee
Yeah,
you she
I
does, but
found
go
this
on.
out a couple weeks ago too, and it's actually apparently is kind of going down. It's true because she went batshit crazy.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, so found
No
out
molestation there.
she got pregnant by one of her producers.
Bam. Thank you. Thank you. 'Cause Hollywood
And
is
one of the
full
producers is
scumbags.
working on one of her movies, pregnant. And he's like, "Oh shit!" and forced her to have the abortion,
Yep.
and that's what made her batshit crazy.
Abortion. Do you know what's funny?
That's
Yeah.
not fair, dude. That's not.
No, that's the story.
Say
I,
that
don't
that's
tell
what
you.
made her batshit crazy.
Yeah.
There was a
Yeah.
lot
There's
of
causation and there's
No, no,
correlation.
no.
That was
no,
an event that
no,
led up to
no.
like,
That
her
can
really
be
going batshit
that can be the
crazy, but
beginning event, the
you
ending
can't say
event, and
that that's
everything
the
else.
one.
Maybe it's
You know
all
what?
built up.
You know what?
Abortions are traumatic, but it doesn't.
You know what? I could do them in a drive-through.
Your previous
Yeah.
abortion.
Oh, of course.
That was good because
I'm absolutely.
you know what's funny
traumatized.
is I've probably had like 3, 4, 5. I have no idea. Like
lost
throughout
count.
my life. I mean, I've been with girls that have had like maybe I probably paid for or whatever 3 or 4 or 5 abortions before I had kids and whatever. And I don't say it like haha. It's just what it was. I was stupid. I'd fuck without condoms and I'd get girl pregnant. It was stupid. Okay, and I was always like, hey. And I was the guy who thought I was cool because I'd go, hey, it's totally your choice. If you want to have it, I'm cool. Thinking I'm cool by putting all the pressure on her. But I thought I was being cool by saying, hey, whatever you want to do. But anyway, we would get abortions, blah, blah, blah. I never thought about it. I don't care. And when I had my first kid, it hit me. Holy shit. That's what I killed. Other versions of this. And my kids are amazing. Like, I've enjoyed having them forever. And so I know there's 3 or 4 other kids I could have had, so to speak. And so abortion hit me at a real level on that. And so I get why it fucks people up because especially there's people who can have them left and right and it doesn't affect them, I guess. But if you got a soul at all, it fucks you up.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I mean, I can't speak from experience either, but I know people that really regret it and people that don't regret it, but they still are affected by it. They're
Yeah.
like, if I had to do it again, I'd still do it, but fuck.
Yeah.
So no, I've never met anyone that was just like, meh. Everyone's like, wow, that was, but had to happen.
Yeah.
So, God, I don't even know where. Oh, we were talking about Amanda Bynes,
Yes, yeah.
and yeah, no, I
could set her off.
I don't know
That
her
could be
story,
the
and I
thing.
didn't mean to like make a dig at you. I just that had to be said,
But some adult, no, that was good because that's true. As a man, we don't know really how deep it affects.
We don't
Yeah.
know. We don't know the mental
'cause
state of it.
I'm a big believer in get over fucking everything. Like I just whatever. I don't care what it is. I always joke with people, but I always say like on a scale of 1 to finding my father shot to death. Get over shit, Like I had to deal with that. Okay, so you get over it. You not get over it like oh ha ha ha.
I get why you're crazy now. Yeah.
Get
I
the
get
fuck
it.
on, get the fuck on though. Do something positive. I mean, I've worked with a lot of kids who've lost their parents, and I've been able to help them. A lot of students, and because of what I had to go through, it's allowed me to help them. So well, that's how life is, And you wish you could explain to like an Amanda Bynes, hey, this scumbag, run of the mill Hollywood person, because it is run of the mill in Hollywood. Everyone's doing it. I mean, look, Clinton. Again, going back to Clinton, 26 times on a plane with a child molester, 3 or 4 of the times without Secret Service. And everyone knows what goes on that plane. There he was. It's in the log records. He was on the plane. There's no reason for a president to ever be on a plane with this dude, and it's his private plane. Fucking weird. But so many people are molesting kids. Some major the guy's a pedophile, he has multi. And he has his private jet, and everyone knows that they're fucking underage girls. And so Clinton been on it, and yeah, fucking underage girls is bad. But fucking boys, that's where it gets worse. And that's what people, and we've talked about.
I don't think it's fair to say that's where it gets worse. Honestly, I think that's the heart of sexism. There is
A guy would much rather be
when
caught.
You say that it's worse for a boy. It's like no, rape is always
No.
horrible.
Oh God,
man.
no. No. Whoa, wait, whoa.
What you meant was
Whoa, yeah, I
It's
I
worse
in
in
no
the
way
eyes
meant
of-
that the rape itself was worse for one or the other. I'm saying the perpetrator would much rather get caught with an underage girl than an underage boy.
True.
And that's all it is. And it goes back to how women in Hollywood are fucking dudes in the ass right now. It's called pegging.
Yeah.
And there's women in there's Whitney's. I mean Whitney's. Did I say Whitney
You
Cummings?
said
Did I say
Whitney's.
Whitney Cummings? I didn't. I meant that. Are fucking executives and stuff in the ass, and they're unstoppable because again, it's not like the run of the mill. The woman's like blowing him and he's fucking her, and oh, she's gonna tell, and it just comes out and they move on. No. You can't explain away why some girl's fucking you in the ass. So she's gold. You can't fuck with her. she's getting everything she wants.
Unless
On
you're
Weezer
into
or
that
you
kind of
motherfucker.
thing.
Even
you
if
know?
you're into it, even if you're into it, you don't want the other
that kind of
people.
thing,
Who
it's,
wants to
you
shake
know,
your
what's-
hand?
What's wrong?
That's the thing. You lose people who want to shake your hand. You lose people who want to meet you.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe, but that's their problem, right?
There was a guy, Mark David, in Hollywood. Big fucking wig. Big wig. Huge. Tight friends with fucking Dick, what's his name? The old guy. No, the old guy who never looked old.
Clark?
Yeah. What?
Clark? No.
Dick Clark, you're a genius. Thank you.
That
Yes.
is- Really?
Yeah,
That's what
Dick
you're
Clark.
thinking?
But yeah, huge. I mean, this guy was huge. He's at Oscars, all this shit. Well, he doesn't care for gay people, and he wasn't really that big on races. So that's one of the people who votes on the Oscars. That's one of the people who runs Hollywood. So some dude's not going to explain to him, and he might be going and getting pegged himself, but he's not going to admit it. So then he doesn't want to be around someone who does. So he'll be around 100 dudes who fuck girls and give them spots and help them out and this and that. But he won't be around one dude who's getting fucked in the ass by a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Hollywood, and that's like what people don't get. You know, that it's so such a money mill, such a insane game. But it's not even Hollywood. It's what was it, Orlando?
Okay.
Did you look up that story?
I did, and you know what? I found two stories. They found a cop that got arrested in Orlando. Oh, a cop. So it was a ring though? You said.
Yeah,
right?
it's a ring. And so, okay, the story goes, this girl was trying to get away from her pimp. And how the story really ended up blowing up is because this girl, so apparently she was trying to get away from her pimp. These cops pick her up, and, to help her, they end up pimping her and a bunch of other girls. And they're running a prostitution ring, the cops, was it Orlando or Oakland?
Well, you know
It's
what?
got to be Oakland.
It might have been Oakland.
Is it Oakland?
Oakland.
You told me
Oakland.
Orlando.
Oakland.
Check Oakland. Check Oakland. God damn it!
So no,
I don't think Orlando's had enough.
I'm gonna go piss.
Okay, so the
Have the
Semi-
fucking
I
Facts.
saw something on Twitter about Oakland.
Yeah, I'm going to piss.
Tell you.
Have the story when I get back.
Okay, the supposed facts on the Oakland story is that there was a ring of cops, like
Yeah.
10 or who knows how many cops, that had this sex trafficked girl from the time she was like 13.
Yeah.
And they kept her as their little bukkake slave.
Mm-hmm.
For real. I'm serious.
This
It's
is
horrible.
some Grand
This
Theft
is like
Auto shit. You ever
some-
played
not
that game?
Grand Theft Auto.
Ten,
it's
10
like
cops.
I'm serious,
Cold
10 penny and
War,
everything.
Crazy, Jesus Christ, I was right. I never want to be this right about the pigs being so corrupt.
Yeah.
But Oakland pigs, oh my God, it's horrifying. The stories, and then they kept her till she was 18. Then when she was 18, they started pimping her
Oh, God.
and doing legitimate.
This is the Oakland
like,
PD.
Oakland PD, not narc unit.
No,
I don't
there's
fucking know.
there's officers. I think.
mean,
Right? Were they?
yeah.
Or
This
they-
must have had to cycle through different groups of people too.
Yeah,
But
this
that's
is
It
like a
has.
long chain.
Apparently, it's branched out to SFPD too.
Well, it's
That's what I read about.
It's it further supports the idea that this is what they do
San Francisco.
everywhere.
Because San Francisco
You know,
PD,
like-
they had connections
Yeah.
to it.
This is what they do everywhere. Because Oakland, which is a relatively progressive police pig, fucks, right?
Pig.
I'm sorry, but,
Yeah.
it's
Don't
hard for me
you
to
say
talk about pigs.
sorry to.
Remember, guys,
Yeah.
hippie blood, okay? And no, but yeah, they're relatively progressive, yet they're still this
Exactly.
horrible comic book noir. Just how graphic and how horrible can you be? Sin City, yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's disgusting. It really is. Just and what's cool is that there's 3 police chiefs in a span of 9 days.
Yeah, from Richmond to Livermore.
It's spreading. So it's every city. Every city is part of this sex scandal. This is sad.
The chief bailed. I mean, but this is the thing that we've been saying. This is the thing we've been saying for a while is people don't realize that everything's become a big game in the sense of we're in a world where, well, fuck it, people are dying, blah, blah, blah. But there's a woman who's a girl who's 13, 14. And she's going to wake up and she's going to get fucked 3 or 4 different times, 5, 10 different times in a day. And that's going to be her day. And she's going to go out there and act like she's not 13 or 14. and she's gonna be hanging around with some grown women and grown men and things like that, and that's her life, and she's gonna make the best of that miserable fucking existence. In Ethiopia, there's some kids that are gonna get through their horrible day with flies on them, and they're gonna starve, and that's their existence.
Yeah.
We don't change anything. We don't fix anything. In this country, that's what I mean. That's, again, if I go back to Trump, that's why people are reaching toward this guy, but there's good people out there that can help this country. And we can change from being a piece of shit where we're killing people every day, where people are dying, things are getting crazy, we have no economy, it's up and down, we live off of pretend paper that tells us where we're at, and as long as it goes on, we don't progress, we don't become more evolved at all. And that's a huge problem in the society, is we don't have evolution. We've stopped evolving and we're devolving.
We are.
Our games become more violent.
Progressing.
Yeah, our sports are more violent. Our everything's more violent. We're Sodom and Gomorrah in the sense that sex changes, feminization of men, things like that. And again, I believe homosexuality is something people are born with. I don't believe it's a sin. I don't believe there's anything wrong with it.
I think the Earth is just depopulating, you know? Just depopulating.
It's possible.
It just doesn't want too many humans. And you know what? That is an evolutionary thing. Maybe that's why gay people exist. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, maybe it's like, you know, that happens because they don't want the Earth to breed more humans.
Instinctually.
Breed, that's the thing. It's gays
No, they
breed.
adopt.
Yeah,
Well,
they
they
adopt.
they
See,
breed
no,
too.
they adopt.
Breed. Bullshit.
There are some that go both ways that have,
Well,
like guys that are fucking
Keep
girls
bringing-
and women. They have.
I'm
One
good,
dick in
thanks.
your mouth. You're gay.
But gays breed through science. And that's
Yeah,
the thing.
tested.
Science wasn't around 150 years ago.
They don't not
And they're not breeding at the rate of heterosexuals.
I understand the point, you know.
Yeah, it's basically that's what I'm saying is we don't realize we're becoming Sodom and Gomorrah. Instead of letting people know that whoever you are is okay, we're now telling people to be this way. We've gone from
It's a quarter. Don't worry about it.
I heard it. I counted it as itself. It's the Jew in me. But you know, we're telling people be this way. We are advertising men wearing women's clothing. We're pushing it instead of just saying it is perfectly fine to totally be who you are. No one should bully you, pick on you, or put you down. That's all.
You're just saying it's becoming a trend, is what you're saying, right? Like it's more of
A man in a dress is stupid. It's impractical.
It's become cool now, is what
Yeah.
you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think though that a lot of that, you know, if you're talking, are you talking about like ads with like androgynous models or like that
TV
sort of thing?
ads, celebrities. You know, like I say, that's why I say is if a man feels feminine, I have no problem. Like a man can be feminine or masculine as a woman can. But a man who wants to wear those heels and a dress, that is fucking impractical. That is ridiculous.
Well, I disagree. I think that with the ads, I think the whole point is just to show that, you know, like when they were doing like commercials and trying to get people that are like interracial to be like, see, this is the thing. Let's not pretend that everyone's just white and 35 years old. You know, like I think they're trying to show that like this is also part
That
of
we're
the
universal.
world. Right.
As it should be.
You know?
It shouldn't be pushed. It shouldn't be, we shouldn't, I've seen students holding hands, boys, that aren't gay. I've had students that are gay, and it's cool, you know, whatever.
they're kids.
But I've had, I have students now that are not, that think it's funny to hold hands and stuff like that. Wow. So what I'm saying is there's...
Well, that's
That kind of
hold on, but that's really
And there's one thing too.
well, but that's queer identity. You know, there's a whole thing within like the LGBT whatever movement, in like where there's queer identity. So it's like I'm cis identified but queer, or I'm trans identified but not queer. So you can be trans identified, like to wear panties, you know. They do feel weird. I mean,
here's
but
There's a
you know,
lot of options.
there's a lot of options. So it's like that's kind of just accepting everyone's, whatever they show, like their
One of the most feared
form.
groups. Because think about it right now. Like if you look at some and I've been seeing this a lot on TV. A lot of black guys dressing androgynous.
Feminization of the black man.
Feminization
Yeah.
of the black man.
Yeah, everyone
And
knows
then
about that.
What's the most feared black man? Think about what's the most feared thing, age range wise. 18 to 35-year-old black.
Don't
guy.
do my joke,
And
God
those-
damn it, Dave. It's my motherfucking
I
joke.
didn't do your joke.
You just did my goddamn bit.
That wasn't your bit.
It is, because my wife said that everybody hates black people. And I told her, I said, baby, everyone doesn't hate black people. They hate black guys 18 to 35. They're fucking angry. Like they got issues, man. Like I didn't bring enough cigarettes for everyone. My fault, Like I don't want your DVD. I don't even know other rap groups. I don't know who the fuck you are. That's not my fault. And it's like, but it's a true thing. If you ever lived in LA, fucking black dudes 18 to 35 are angry. Not all, but a lot. And do they have a reason? Yeah. If I got stopped all the time and everything else, I'd be angry too. I just didn't stop you. Calm down. Like it wasn't me, dude. Look at me. I just got pulled over yesterday for heroin, so breathe. But that's the thing. Yeah, but go ahead with my
But
bit.
we were talking about it. You said your bit. I just said we were talking about it. We were talking about it.
Is Amy
We were.
Schumer in the
Right?
Yeah.
I was
At least we didn't bring up Chris D'Elia this
I was
time.
gonna say this when I was
Burger's face
when I was growing up, we used the word Gaylord a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We used it too much, actually.
Gaylord.
Gaylord, meaning
I think I
you're
knew it's
so
somebody with that
gay
as the
that
last
you're the
name.
Lord of gay. Huh?
Yeah. I think I knew somebody with that last name.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it was a last name.
Yeah.
from
It's a
a
last
Duke,
name,
from
but-
a
Right,
Duke
so it's-
who was flaming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but Ryan,
Yeah.
I totally agree. Like the culture that we grew up with, even like nerd macho culture,
Yeah.
right, is so like not homophobic. It's homo hating.
Everyone,
Right?
everyone's everyone's
it's-
homosexual and heterosexual.
But
you're right, but as a
I remember these kids that would just like, oh, Gaylord, you'll yell out that.
Our
That's a-
fag.
Oh,
Was mine.
faggot
like,
was we used.
Oh, faggot was used a million
my
times.
Faggot.
name
But-
for high school, basically.
But those people that I grew up with, as a lot of them are on my Facebook right now, they progressed into this. I can't believe this is happening. Can we all just be happy? And I'm there. I'm actually one of those people. 'Cause I got called Gaylord a lot as a kid.
Yeah. No, I know
But-
what you mean. Like I got called a lesbian, and not when it was like hot to be a lesbian, but
Right.
like when it was like, ew,
put
that,
down.
that gross
Yeah.
nerdy girl hit on me. But now all those girls are like super progressive. So yeah.
Are you a lesbian?
No.
Oh.
But I at one point I like wrote this whole thing happened. This guy wrote this love letter to this girl, and he was like chubby and uncool, and she got it. And then in order to keep him from getting like picked on, I was like, I wrote it. I'm in love with you. It was me. I've just been hiding it. And then he ended up becoming like a really cool football player, and then just like never talked to me, even though I know.
Fucking
it's a sad
football
story.
players.
Wait, you know what though? That you bring up a great point, because that's the thing. Everyone's a piece of shit. Like he didn't remember that you were cool. He didn't remember nothing about that. It was just like, oh, fuck it, I'm cool now, so fuck everyone else. And, I've been in situations, I was always the person when somebody'd be like really racial towards someone, I was always the person that would then mock them, make fun of them, put them down, and make them feel like shit for what they were doing.
Yeah.
Because I thought that's wrong. You don't fucking pick on someone. You don't. You know what? I'll do exact points is like you don't fucking hate Pedro. And the dude's name ain't Pedro. And you're just putting him down. You're just being a dick. Like a grandfather. Like, oh, Pedro, come here, Pedro. And Pedro's like, oh, okay, but it's not Pedro. His name's like Mike or something, or whatever, Mark. But he's going along with it. And I'd be like, hey, that's fucking great, man. Did you want to kick black people too? I mean, you want to pick on Jews? What do you want? What's next for you? And I'd always make them feel stupid and then I realized these dickheads I'm sticking up for don't even have enough concern for their own fucking self to stick up for themselves. To tell this person, hey, dick, my name isn't Pedro. If you need help, I have a fucking name, use it. And that's what I would tell someone if they were talking shit to me. I would be like, hey, fuck I don't know who you're talking to, but that's not what I work for. I'm not your slave, dick eye. Go fuck yourself. But they don't have the gumption to get up and do that But so people like me stand up, and then what happens is commotion happens. This person
Yeah,
feels
that's
offended,
true.
and I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. You're a racist, right? But what does Pedro do? He just goes, oh, it's no problem. I don't know. He was fine. Because he's a regular, and Pedro's had to put up with him. Pedro's scared I'll just make his life disruptive by having him stand up. So Pedro stabbed me in the back, and I'll just be the guy standing there like, oh, I'm the problem.
That's so interesting you say that because it's true. And I didn't realize until you used that anecdote that that's an issue that I still deal with now is like trying to get in the middle of shit that's not my issue. And there's a difference between talking about world problems and like being like, oh, what we can do certain things as opposed to like getting in shit that's not our business.
Well,
Which is-
these people don't have enough balls to stand up for themselves. And
Yeah.
people need to stand up for themselves because Darwin says, or you die, or you get called Pedro.
It's like
And
the N-word. We were talking about that earlier, the N-word.
yeah,
That was actually
Yeah.
quoted from Origin of Species.
or you get called
You get called
Pedro.
Pedro.
That's good. No, but it's so true in life. And, if you don't stand up for yourself, you get shit on. That's how life works. And people need to stand up. You okay? You okay, Tomo? But people need to stand up. And it even goes to women. I was the guy who jumped right in the middle. I used to be 200-something pounds. And I used to work out all the time. I was a big dude. And I'd see a guy hitting a girl. I was in that fight quick. Like, my dad raised me. You don't ever touch a woman no matter what. Like, I've had 2 different women hit me in the face. I've never even thought of hitting them back. It didn't even occur to me. I went, bitch, I will kill you. Hoping to scare her enough not to hit me again. That was the best I was going to do. But that's the thing. But this one black lady, Miss Nichols, a teacher I was with, she was like, Burger, you don't need to save everybody. What she said was, you don't need to be Captain Save-A-Ho. and that was going back years, And so she said it. She goes, understand one thing. She goes, none of these women wake up Sunday morning getting their ass beat. This shit been going on all week. This shit, if you're watching it right now, this shit been going on at home for a month or a year or more. Because if they're doing it in public, they've already been doing it in private.
Oh,
Yeah.
And so you get involved in a fight that this bitch don't want to get out of. And all you're going to be is in a fight with both of them. And I realized that shit. Fuck her. I was at a show with my buddy Jose, who's in the service. And you know Jose Barrientos?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he's still that like, hey, that's wrong, right? We're at a bar, and this dude, this white cracker ass fucking trashy motherfucker, grabs his fat piggy faced wife, and grabs her head and smashes it on the fucking bar top. Smashes it. Jose jumps up and goes, and I grab him by his shirt, and I explain the story to him. I go, bro, this is a local bar. All the motherfuckers just watched him do it. You think this is the first time that happened? None of them look shocked, do they? He's like, what do you mean? I go, look at them. Do they look stirred up about it? They're just separating them. He's like, oh, shit. I go, yeah. They're separating them. They know. This went on last week, the week before, the week before. This shit been going on forever. I go, so you're going to go over there, and you're going to fight him, and I'm going to have to get your back, and we're going to be fighting the whole bar and his wife.
Just to let you know,
Yeah,
like,
except they didn't have to be shocked. They could have been shocked because they've been seeing it for so long. Eventually, there's a point where you don't want to stop them because it's somehow comfortable.
That's the thing, yeah.
It's like the poem "The Hangman." You know, the hangman comes into town and he picks someone he doesn't like and he hangs him. No one stops him.
Yeah.
And then he gets a little bigger, and then eventually he does it again and again. And then by the time that you could stop him, it's too late because he's too big.
Yep.
Yeah.
It already started.
That's how it goes now.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. They just don't stop it.
So, but what you did jumping into fights like that is what you should be doing.
If the
because
world was right, and if
Right.
the woman wouldn't jump on your back and then press charges and claw your eyes out.
It's true.
Yeah.
which is why the Good Samaritan law is kind of fucked up because you shouldn't have saved me because now I'm gonna sue you because I didn't. Bitch, you would have died if I didn't
Nope.
save you.
Well,
You
there's
were having
always
a
going to
heart-
be
I'll sneak in
people
a
like
kick.
you. I mean,
Yeah.
there's always going to be like young burgers that are going to be out there doing that
Yeah, and
before
they're gonna
they
get
come to
shot.
the realization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going to get shot and they're going to get killed.
But that says
Yeah.
something about these people's relationship too. Is that like maybe she likes that? I know, like the last time I got hit, the worst thing about
Jesus
it
Christ,
was
Johnny.
I had to pay $50.
Jesus
No.
Christ, Johnny.
So, I don't know.
That and rape. Women love it.
God,
no,
Johnny.
No, Johnny.
Johnny,
Jesus
Johnny,
Christ,
you're not.
Johnny. You wear sandals, Johnny. What the fuck? But see, this is
get it?
this is what I tell women though. There's no dudes that look like me that ever think a woman wanted to get raped. There's no dudes that look like me that think. Well, I guess there are. Or they wouldn't assume I do that. But most of the guys that look like me, we don't think that way. There's no woman who ever has rape coming. There is no woman who ever deserves to get hit.
Hold on.
Unless she's fucking with a kid. Then she
No,
deserves to get kicked
I'm
up in her
glad
face.
you-
Wait.
Yeah.
But that's totally like, that's not true because there are a lot of women with horrible rape complex craziness. You know, like that exists.
Yeah,
like,
I want to rape
What
a
do you
woman
mean rape?
that we
I
both
like
agree
fairness.
upon.
There are.
Where we both agree upon
there
it,
are
and it's
women
cool.
It's called
that
sex.
have
all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
a rape fetish, you know, that really have these abuse fetish, and it's
It's not a fetish,
But I
Johnny.
think that if they want it though, then it's not rape because the whole point of
I
it
know,
rape
but-
is you know what I
but
mean.
there's a creepiness,
And
the
to
fact that guys-
situation and the
Well, the
I
fact
mean-
that guys want to have sex with women, welcomed or not, is not such a weird fucking concept. I mean, this is the thing. If you were passed out naked, I'd want to have sex with you. Instinctually, I'd want to just hop on and hump you till I was done.
You're not Brock.
Okay,
Turner,
but no, but here's the thing. But here's the thing. But I'm not gonna because that ain't cool. I mean, hormonally, it's totally cool. Fuck yeah. And not only that, the more animalistic and less it is about you, the better the sex is. You know? So yeah. If you could just walk up to a woman, if it was okay for me to walk by a woman and go, hey, and just hump her, fuck yeah, I would all the time because I'm horny. It's not okay. We've decided that's not okay. So I wouldn't do it.
It's not.
I wouldn't ever do it.
That's why the term consensual sex is so funny because it's so redundant. Like consensual
Yeah.
sex is supposed to be consensual.
yeah.
You're right.
If it's non-consensual, it's rape.
You know what? That's funny. Yeah, that's
I wanna
true.
hear- please elaborate on this, on what he's talking about, please. Because go ahead.
Well, like I mean, we've talked about this before. So, you know, the idea that if all guys think like that, that's like a little scary for women. But I would like to hope that they also think like you and they're like, okay, obviously we won't actually do that. Thank God, you know. But I know what you mean when you're like, you know, it's if you can be more animalistic, the better yet. Like I feel like girls feel that way too, but we do. At least I can't speak for all women, but there's also other factors involved, like other emotions besides just your sexual emotions. So, you know, I'm not going to want to just have animalistic sex because there's other things that need to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The love, the emotion,
Yeah.
the affection.
Well, there's the id and the super ego anyway. So like we always have to balance out our id because if we just act on id, we'd be pissing in like alleyways all the time. Which some people do.
In France, they do. Wherever. In France, they piss wherever.
Well, I'm just saying, like thoughts like that is actually human nature, but because
We're caught up in
ideals and
societal stuff,
ethics,
yeah.
we don't do that because it's wrong to just walk up.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Hey, put my dick in your mouth.
It's
You know how many girls
it's
would
an
fuck
evolution.
random guys if it was okay?
And then they would be so fucked up after.
Only because society would make them feel bad.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
but also there is something in our brains too that
That you're being left.
you know, like after you
Yeah.
have sex with somebody, you feel like emotions of love.
A
Towards
connection.
Yeah, connection.
that
But
even
we-
if the society didn't shame you for it, you'd still feel that
Well,
way.
you know what it is?
There is
A little
an
bit.
actual oxytocin
Uh-huh.
release and like the whole set of
It evolves
brain
into that.
chemistry
You have to be a
that goes
sociopath.
along with like a good
Yeah.
orgasm.
Well, you have to be a
Yeah.
sociopath to not get emotionally connected to anyone you're having sex with. You have to be
Yeah.
a rapist. You have to be a porn star, rapist, or a sociopath
Yeah.
to not be connected.
Agreed.
I've had sex with hookers
Narcissist.
where there's an emotional connection during sex. Again, though, the only time, like when people don't have that, it's because they're so shamed by what they're doing. So they have to put it emotionally
And
weird.
they're
you know,
they're
Yeah.
shoving it over.
Yeah.
yeah.
I wouldn't have sex with someone that I'm ashamed to have sex with, though. You know.
Look how,
You don't
The
know
more
it until you
do
have it.
The less. Yeah.
look how many people eat ass now.
Well, it.
Look how many people. I remember when Talmo started talking about eating ass.
Uh-huh.
I didn't hear any men comics talking about eating ass. And
this again?
on the scene, I am hearing nothing but I don't eat ass. Like, fuck that. I already said. Like, you can't clean it enough. Like I always said, if
Yeah.
you could clean your ass so well, it's a fucking cheesecake. Then no, fuck no. Nobody touches my
Yeah,
ass.
how did eating ass, and then the last thing was ass bleaching. So
Yeah.
it went from ass bleaching
To ass
to
eating.
eating
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah.
Which bleach is bad for you to begin with.
Well, though
Like,
I don't
eating
like
bleach
either
is worse.
one of them.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Men should never have their ass eaten. Period. They're unless it,
But they are.
yeah.
Camilo.
Yeah. Camilo did. He did have his
he
ass
got his
eaten.
ass
Yeah.
eaten by his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
No!
I can't judge ass eaters if I'm saying that all these other things are okay. But I'm just not. Let's
Yeah. No. Here's the thing.
each to their own. You know,
But you
I'm
know
not
what
in
it
the
is, though?
bedroom. That's cool. Do your thing.
Yeah, but you know what though? How do you expect that dude to protect you in an alley? Like you ate his
That
ass.
has nothing to do with it.
I think-
It has
yeah.
nothing to do with it.
No, there's no man who gets his ass eaten that can protect anyone in an alley.
No, enjoying a little bit of nerve stimulation in a very nerve dense portion of your body.
Johnny's had his ass eaten.
is like what?
Johnny's
Yeah,
been fingered in his
totally.
ass.
Right.
Hey, no, seriously, like, what if he gets a piece of sweat up his ass?
It's gotta be. I don't even talk.
While you're getting
I don't know what
So,
Talmo does because he's never had
um,
bad breath.
When
But
when you eat ass,
Brush my teeth.
is it a? I'm sorry.
You're asking me?
Is it a?
Yeah,
I'm
he's
just
the one- he's the
asking-
only one to
yes.
ask.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm
Is
the
it-
connoisseur
is
of eating
clean
ass.
And how do you go? Is it just like a lick, or like do you get in
can
there?
I take this one? Can I field this?
You don't know.
Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
field this
Are
one.
there different
I'm gonna
styles?
field this
He
one, and I'm gonna tell you why.
he
I was there.
He was there. He was there.
In the bed next to Talmo. Well, he was smashing ass. And when I say smash, that is the best description.
Like puppy
he
chow.
he literally licked the back of her throat from her ass. He ate her ass so hard, I swear to God, I saw her cheeks collapse. She literally, he grabbed the ass like it was a tunnel and went so deep face first into it.
I saw the light too.
He
I did.
literally, he could literally see the light through her mouth. He was up in it, and I was so impressed. Like I literally thought, wow, I have just seen the championships of ass eating. I have just seen.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Him and their comic, they watched me in awe.
Yeah.
They just looked at
It was-
me.
They watched you.
it
They
was
watched
literally-
you.
They looked at me.
I was pinching her
Oh.
nipples.
I
It
would have
was-
turned away.
I think the producers of Human Centipede owe you some royalties.
Well, I can.
I am not kidding
the
you.
trippy thing is that like shit porn is illegal
Yeah.
in America.
Yeah. Germany
Like,
is
so you
big.
can't,
Shitting on
like,
someone's
so,
chest.
like-
She
Yeah.
had no shit.
Like,
Yeah.
like for real. So like,
Well, and let me just say, we were walking around Vegas all night prior to this with her. All night walking around Vegas
what a rough
partying.
night that was.
She was having chili dogs. And no, I'm
Yeah,
not.
she was. We had White Castle. We had White Castle.
I'm trying to diet, so thank
wait,
you.
Wait, they did. They did. They stopped and got, because I went and got something else. They got White Castle burgers.
I didn't.
I can't
I
eat
kept
dinner
drinking.
before having normal sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or ever. I just can't eat.
The
Okay.
chick you
Yeah.
brought to Vegas
No
with you,
problem.
the one-
No.
Not a comic.
No,
Not a
no.
comic.
Not the comic. It was a
No,
chick he
no.
was with.
We don't
No.
mess with. We don't ever mess with comics. Comics don't like. That's the thing. I think male and female comics. I think. Look, I've had sex with a lot of comics. A lot of them female. But no. I've had sex with a lot of comics. But it's very like, hey, whatever. You know, it's not ever like, oh, I'm gonna like mock you or hurt you or take advantage of you. You're not gonna do it to me. It's fun. We're having fun. Blah blah blah. Prior to being married, I was divorced for a bunch of years, and my wife watches this. Fuck.
I don't know.
I have no facts on this, by the way.
So anyway, no. So anyway, but yeah, prior to being, and so it's fine. We don't fuck with comics though, because I always say, like with comics, especially male comics, I always say let comics be comics. Just let everyone be a comic. Don't try and take advantage of other comics and females and males and shit like that. And you see it all the time in this business, and it's such bullshit. It's like let everyone do their deal. I grew up fucking, like. And I don't know if you heard the other night, but I do a bit about fucking my stuffed animals, and I used to fuck my stuffed animals. I used to poke little holes underneath them and just fuck them in bed. And yeah, I don't care.
That's
I would fuck
all
them all
I
the
thought
time.
when
yeah.
I heard that was like, that's really creative. Why